Welcome back, everyone. Great to have you here today on our Wellness and Weight Loss Wednesday show. This is the edition of the podcast of the Cabral Concept, a daily show here that's looking to help you, whether it be a wellness-based topic or a body transformation topic. And today, we're going to be talking about body transformation. And that's because some new statistics are in, right? We've had a little bit now, over a year, of really dealing with lockdowns and the pandemic, and really the stress that's come along with it. So I know so many people, because again, we have a large practice, and the nice thing about that is that we get to hear from a lot of people all around the world. So this isn't just a United States-based issue, but the statistics are at least from the US. And I think in the US, we do really have a true pandemic. I mean, we have a real issue with weight gain in this country. And the reason why it's such a big and important topic for me is not because of body transformation, not because you need to make your body look any particular way. That's not it at all. Certainly it should never be construed as that, but it's always about health. So I just know that if you're above a 25 on your BMI, you're most likely not going to live as long as you should. You're most likely going to have to deal with inflammatory issues in life, hormone dysregulation, a lowered immune system, and potentially get the high cholesterol or the high blood pressure or type 2 diabetes or cancer, which are the 4 leading causes of mortality. But if your BMI is lower, below a 24, between like a 19, 20, and a 23, then you're less likely to die or deal with those particular issues. So my goal is to simply help people get healthier. That's really what it's all about. That's truly what it's all about, because I know that you're gonna have less stress in life if you're not dealing with health issues. So that's honestly what it's all about. And that's why when I read these statistics from the American Psychological Association, and this is from over 3,000 people, which is not small. It's not a small excerpt from all around the country, all around the United States. It showed that 42% of people have gained weight over the past 12 months. Now, this is more weight. This isn't saying that they weren't overweight already. It said that they gained more weight over the last 12 months, potentially because of being inside more and not being able to go out as much and being stressed and being anxious and maybe losing their job or whatever it might be. And it's caused people to gain more. And on average, they've found, so 42% said they gained over 10 pounds, I believe. 61% saying they gained some type of undesired weight. So 61% gained some weight that was undesirable. 42% said they gained more weight than they intended over the past 12 months, potentially more than 10. And the average weight gain was 29 pounds. So this is from the American Psychological Association, multiple surveys, multiple studies, 29 pounds on average. That's not a small amount. If you're looking at, let's just say the average person, I'm just going to throw it out there at like 150 pounds because it's easy math. Okay, I'm just doing it because it's easy math. That's now, if you get 10% of the 150 pounds is what, right? 10% is 15 pounds. So they've now put on 20%. Right? I just want to make sure that my math is correct on that, right? Yeah, 1% of 150 pounds is 1.5, because most people can lose about 1% to 2% every single week. We'll get to that in a moment, because how do you take off all this pandemic weight? Well, we're going to show you how to lose that 1.5 to 2 to 3 pounds every single week. Well, here's the thing though. That's a 20% of your weight gain. Now, of course, if you weigh, I mean, even at 300 pounds, you're looking at a 10% weight gain. That's a lot of weight gain for one individual. Well, what happens when you gain that weight? There's a lot of inflammation in your body. And we just actually spoke about that yesterday. It's a lot of inflammation. There's most likely digestive issues now. There could be insulin desensitization. There could be hormone disruption in thyroid, cortisol. So, there's, again, I recommend running the Big 5 labs. There's no doubt about it. But running that stress hormones, mood and metabolism will let you look at your blood sugar, will let you look at your hormones, thyroid. So that's a great one to run. You can find that over at equa.life if you want to look more into your hormones. But let's get back into all about the weight gain. So it said that 1 in 10 people. So I'm going to give you I'm just going to go stats right now, and then we're going to get into it. So 61% gained some type of weight. 42% gain an undesirable amount of weight, typically over 10 pounds. The average was 29 pounds weight gain, but 1 in 10 of those people that responded gained more than 50 pounds. I mean, that is a considerable amount of weight gain. And again, this is nothing about how your body should look. this is if you gain 50 pounds, think about putting on a weight vest right now. That's always what I like to talk about with clients, because I don't like to talk about like, oh, body fat, this and that. No, think about it this way. Put on a 30-pound weight vest. That was the average. Or put on a 50-pound weight vest. And you can actually buy these, right? You can buy it. We used to, at my studio, we used to have a 40-pound weight vest. And you put that on, it's heavy. Think about that. You don't get to take it off when you gain that weight. You're walking around every single day with that, and you're sleeping it with it on you, right? So one of my friends and good friends and colleagues is a world-renowned pulmonologist. Well, he says that a lot of the difficulty people are having with breathing is that the average person coming in his office is like 250 to 350 pounds. Think about all that weight compressing on your chest as you lie down, which is why a lot of people that are overweight actually sleep seated, because now at least gravity's taking it down vertically rather than horizontally on their chest, their heart, their lungs. So I always want to look at this from a wellness-based perspective so that my thoughts and my wishes and hopes for you are pure, that from a health-based perspective. And it doesn't seem to be that it's in just one person. And I know this is a random stat here, but inside of the same interview, celebrity Gwyneth Paltrow said that she gained 14 pounds over the course of 9 months. So we're looking at it as like it's anybody, Gwyneth Paltrow, maybe she has a private chef, maybe she has a personal trainer, meaning she has the means to be able to do these things and still gain weight. And again, I think a lot of it's because we were put in unfortunate circumstances that there was a lot of stress, there was a lot of anxiety, there was a lot of uncertainty about the future, and a lot of people turned to food, and some people turned to alcohol, and both of those things can obviously cause you to gain weight. Then with the gyms being closed, well, a lot of people are exercising as much. So it was kind of like a double whammy, right? We've got extra food and calories and drinks, and then we have less movement. So when it comes down to is that why this is important is that you're actually more susceptible to any virus, but particularly this virus, if you're overweight. Because by definition, if you are overweight, if you're above a 25 in that BMI, that body mass index, and I'll link that up today. So if you don't know your BMI, head on over to stephencabral.com/1909. I'll link up a show on what your BMI is all about. Easy to take, right? It's a mathematical formula. So the problem is you are dramatically more susceptible to dying from this particular virus. It's considered a comorbidity. So if you're overweight, it's considered a comorbidity. Now, if you're overweight, though, you're also prone to the other comorbidities, the high blood pressure, the high cholesterol or arterial-based issues, and the blood sugar with type 2 diabetes. So again, all of those made you more susceptible and allow for more inflammation. So what I want to do right now is say, okay, we hope that we're coming out of this particular pandemic. I believe that we are. I've said it again, I'm on record from the beginning saying we're going to see things beginning to open back up, and around late May, early June, we're going to go back to, I don't know what normalcy will be, but we're going to at least get back out there. Things are going to begin to open up in all states, not just, some of the southern-based states. So what we want to do, though, is we want to say we all have to use our level of comfort, right? So some people feel more comfortable going out than others. But the truth is that no matter what, whether we're still in lockdown or not in lockdown, we need to make sure that we take care of us. For ourselves, for our future selves, and also for our kids, siblings, community. So what do we need to do? Well, we need to do this. We need to start with the end in mind. So every time you are looking to lose weight or achieve any goal, wellness goal, etc., you need to start with the end in mind. So it's where do we want to get to? So you actually need to create what is called a SMART goal. I'm going to also link up today at episode 1909, how to create SMART goals. I'm going to take you through it just for weight loss for a moment. But you need something specific. So we need to start with the end in mind. So if the average weight gain is 29 pounds, let's just say we use that, okay? So we're going to use 30 pounds because I like to round. So you need to lose 30 pounds. All right, so that's our end goal. So we have something specific. So you need to start with the end in mind. You want to lose 30 pounds. Great. So what we need to decide is that where you were pre-pandemic? You just have to ask questions to yourself. Okay, you gained 30 pounds during the pandemic. But before the pandemic, did you want to lose another 10? Did you want to lose another 5? Like, what did you want to lose? So let's just say you wanted to lose another 5-6 pounds before that. Okay, so now our real effective goal, if we really want to start with the end in mind, is we wanted to lose what we wanted to before. It doesn't necessarily have to make us, super thin or skinny or anything like that. That's not what this is about. But it was to get to our goal weight, right? Okay. So let's say we want to lose 36 pounds. All right. 36 pounds is now our goal. All right. Well, what do we need to do next? We need to ask ourselves, how can we track this? Is it measurable to make sure that we are losing weight? And you just have to say, of course. You could use a scale. You could use body fat calipers to measure your body fat. You could use your BMI, which goes along with your weight, which is going to be the only variable there. So all of those are good. A lot of people say, oh, don't go by the scale alone. I get it. If you're really putting on that amount of muscle, then you can't go by the scale alone. But I'll tell you this, I've been doing this a long time. Unless you've never worked out before and you're in your 20s or like early 30s, you're not going to pack on 5-6 pounds of muscle in the next 3 months. Like it's not going to happen, right? So for the majority of people, the scale's okay to use. It really is. Now, some people won't want to use the scale and they'll just want to go by how their clothes fit because they get anxious when they see the scale. I get it. That's okay too. But it depends on how measurable we want these goals to be, right? Because the more measurable they are, the more we can affect the outcome. So the last part to this, before I take you through this, is we need to put a timeline on it. Because if you say to yourself, you want to lose 36 pounds, I'll say, fantastic. Any particular time that you want to reach that by? They're like, well, I want to lose it by the end of the month. I'll say, well, okay, that's an aggressive goal. Maybe not realistic. Have you ever lost 36 pounds in a month before? Think you could maintain that? Think you could do what you need to do in order to lose that? So it might not be realistic. But if you don't put any timeline on it, then you just say, well, I just want to lose 36 pounds. It doesn't matter when it happens. Well, then it's not going to happen. Honestly, unless you put a timeline on it and set a plan, there's no way it's going to happen on its own. I've just never seen it happen, right? If it happened, it's an accident and you'll just regain it. Okay, so here's what we need to do. We need to put a timeline on it. But let's come up with something realistic. If you want to lose 36 pounds, how long is it going to take you to lose that amount of weight? All right, that's the big question. Well, technically it matters how far you are from your goal weight, but let's say your goal weight is 36 pounds less. Okay, so now we know you're not really that far away from it. All right, so what do we need to do? Well, we need to say that the average person can lose 2 to 3 pounds a week. They really can. They're going to lose more in the beginning, and they're going to lose less the last maybe 4 to 6 weeks. But that's okay. We can average it. So you might lose 5 to 10 pounds your first week. That's not actually uncommon because there's so much inflammation where you're retaining so much water that we can get rid of this toxic water weight. And if you've never heard of toxic water weight, we'll link up that show as well today at stephencabral.com/1909 because it's a real thing. So here's what you want to understand. We want to create just a normal timeline that you don't get upset with yourself if you're not hitting your goals. So make it as realistic as you want. I would say look at it as 2 pounds a week, honestly. Like make it really realistic. And if you beat your goal, then fantastic. That's great. So if we divide 2 pounds a week by 36 pounds, what do we get? 18 weeks, right? What is 18 weeks? Well, it's just over 4 months, I believe, right? If I pull up my handy dandy calculator here and I do 18 divided by my amount of, well, I do 36 divided by my 2 pounds a week and I get 18. And then I just do 18 divided by an average of 4 weeks in a month. Yeah, we're getting about 4.5 months. And so that's not that bad, right? That's not that bad because here's why it's not that bad. You could lose it faster. We could help people lose 36 pounds in let's say 2.5 months, okay? That without a doubt, like that's definitely possible. However, if you take your time and you lose the 2 pounds a week, you're not going to get discouraged because some weeks you might lose none. Some weeks you might lose 3. Some weeks you might lose 1.5, but with the average is going to be 2. And so when you look at that, well, if we do it by 4.5 months and we divide that by 36, then we know that we need to lose how much per month? Well, about 8 pounds a month. You could do that, right? You can lose 8 pounds a month. So again, 1 week you might lose 2, another week you might lose 3, then you lose nothing, then you lose 3. So again, we just want the average to be there. So what I want to share with you is this. Make it realistic. Honestly, make it realistic. But understand too, it could happen faster. But at the end of that 4.5 months, guess what? You've lost all the weight. You are going to feel amazing. Don't worry about the look. A lot of people worry about the look. I'm going to look this way. It's okay, honestly. You can lose the weight for vanity reasons, not vanity reasons, how your clothes fit, how they don't fit. That's up to you. But you are going to feel like you're not carrying around 36 pounds anymore. And that's a tremendous feeling. It really is. And if you've never experienced putting on a weighted vest before, it's one of the greatest things you can do while exercising. It really is. Put on a 40-pound vest and then take it off. That's how great you're going to feel. Wear that for a 45-minute workout. You're going to be motivated to take that weight off. I'll see if I can link up a weighted vest here below today. So again, if you go to stephencabral.com/1909, I'm going to make a note right now for my team to link up a weighted vest. These are what we use all the time with a lot of clients. So this will be fun. So now we have our goal. Okay. And the nice thing is, if we extend it to the 4.5 months, there's not going to be short-term results, right? It's 4.5 months is short-term, but you're going to have to do things that then work in your life in order to sustain results. You'll learn how many times a week you're allowed to cheat, and that's in air quotes, right? How many flex meals per week you can have and still keep the weight loss going. So you're gonna learn so much about yourself, how much you need to do in terms of exercise or not do in terms of exercise, what your calories should be, what your macros should be. It's really, really nice. And so think of this as self-exploration. You're gonna learn so much about yourself and your metabolism. And also keep in mind that over 4.5 months, your metabolism will change. It's probably a little sluggish right now. There's no doubt about it. But your cells will turn over in 90 to 120 days. That's 3 to 4 months. Amazing. So by the end of that 120 days, it's actually going to get easier. Your insulin sensitivity, which means your body's ability to use all that glucose and those carbohydrates, is actually going to be better. You're going to be able to eat more carbs if you stay on the clean and healthy for the next 4 months. That's a great thing. Your hormones then are going to be a whole lot more balanced. Your thyroid will most likely be stronger. Your adrenals will be more balanced. You'll have more energy, more vitality, more zest for life. So let's keep you going. Now, here's what you want to do. All right. You need to jumpstart your results. There's just no other way to say it. If you only lose 1.5 pounds the first week, you're not going to be that excited. You're really not. I mean, again, we've been doing this for a long time. Well over a quarter of a million client appointments, well over a quarter of a million. And I can tell you this, the best thing that you can do for you, best thing that you can do for wellness, for weight loss, for anti-aging is a strict 21-day program. It's only 21 days. That's it. But in 21 days, if you really go all in, you're going to get exponential results. I mean, it's going to be unbelievable, the difference. So for example, and I'm going to give you all sorts of different programs to choose from, but I'm just going to speak from experience of what I know. If you do the first 21 days of, let's say, a functional medicine detox, because you have wellness-based issues, you really want to kind of start from a clean slate, a whole body reset. Okay. And you do that 21 days, you're going to lose up to 21 pounds. Now, it depends on how much weight you have to lose. If you have 36 pounds to lose, how much will you weigh? How much will you lose? Probably not 21 pounds. No, probably not. But probably 14, 15 pounds. Yeah, a good 12 to 14, 15 pounds. You absolutely could, right? Now, if you have 80 pounds to lose, you could lose 21 pounds. We've had people do it before. Will everyone do that? No. Honestly, it depends on metabolism. It depends on how clean you were before, not clean you were before eating. So it depends on a lot. But if you lose at least 10 pounds in your first 3 weeks, you just crushed almost a third of your goal. You're going to see that. You're going to feel that. Think about taking a 10-pound weight, throwing it off your body, right? Think about taking 10 pounds out of that weighted vest. It's already starting to feel lighter. Do a 21-day strict program. You can do an elimination program. You can do the functional medicine detox. If you want weight loss, you can do the Fatlocity program. If you want better overall digestion and gut health, you could do the CBO protocol. So all of those things you're able to do them. I can't link them up, unfortunately, because whenever I mention any type of disease state, you can't mention these programs or link them up. That's FDA-based regulations. So you can find them on your own if you'd like at equi.life, EQUI.life. But let's say you don't want to go with one of the programs that we've created and been using for many, many years. You can find an integrative health practitioner. You can find a personal trainer. You can find a great nutritionist, and you can work with them on one of their programs. Now, why did I just mention those people as well? Because they're also, if you find the right person, going to help you stay accountable. So if you're not able to hire one of those people, that's okay. But then you need to find either the person that you live with, if you live with a roommate or a spouse or partner, or a friend that's going to make sure that you're serious and they're serious as well. Don't choose a friend who's going to say, oh, come on, we can just, cheat this day. No. For 21 days, it's cheat meal free. You're going to stay on whatever the functional medicine detox, the fat velocity program, the CBO. First 21 days is no cheat because you're going to lose probably 10 pounds or more. You're most likely going to lose more than that. But just again, set expectations a little lower. 10 pounds in 21 days. You can do that. If you have 36 pounds to go, there's no doubt about it that you can do that. So what's that going to do? It's going to keep you excited to what? To keep going, to lose more. Now, I don't want you to get discouraged because you're not going to keep losing 10 pounds every 21 days. That would be fantastic. Now, again, if you had 80 pounds, if you had 100 pounds to lose, you would. Okay, but you have 36 pounds. So let's say you lose the 10, 12, 14 pounds or so in your first 3 weeks. All right, after that, what do we want? Well, we want about 1% to 2% weight loss then per week. If you weigh 160 pounds, 180 pounds, what is that? Well, it's about 1.8 pounds. 2 to 3 pounds. Remember, 2 to 3 pounds is all we're looking for per week. And if we hit that, then we hit our goal. Does it take 4.5 months? Not if we start with a strict 21-day plan. But we can give ourselves that time. Why? Because we don't have to go after it all at once. Then after 21 days, you can enjoy a once a week, we'll call it cheat meal. Again, flex meal, because that's what people know it by. It's not a reward meal. We don't do rewards with food. That's not part of a good, healthy psychology. But you get to have your bread and pasta that I talked about yesterday, or your couple glasses of wine, or whatever you decide to have. And you can enjoy it. And you don't feel guilty about it because you're back on your plan the next day as well. So again, this works. And then you say, well, we don't have to do a lot of exercise. I would love you to do exercise, but the truth is you can lose the weight without doing exercise. I don't recommend that because it's not good and healthy for long-term metabolism. But if you walk 10,000 steps a day, which is the equivalent to about a little over an hour and a half of being on your feet and walking, that's going to be enough movement. It's not ideal. 2 to 3 strength training sessions per week would be ideal. Okay, on top of your walking, but at least walk, at least get your lymphatic system moving, at least get your body moving. All right, 10,000 steps a day. If you do that with a strict 21-day protocol of whatever you choose, okay, and then you continue to maintain healthy eating, which I have many podcasts on, and all these plans, again, functional medicine detox, fat velocity weight loss system, CBO protocol, all of these are going to have continuation plans, how to maintain it as you're going. This is a particular style of living and health that you'll then be able to maintain for life. That's the great thing, is that we don't want just the short-term results. We want to say, what can we do so that if something like this ever occurs again, we don't gain the 29 pounds. The 1 in 10 people don't gain the 50 pounds. And we also don't allow ourselves in the future to be more susceptible to the 4 leading causes of mortality or any new virus that may hit in the future. So hopefully today's podcast was helpful. Again, all the links are going to be at today's show notes, which are at stephencabral.com/1909. And of course, if this was helpful, please do feel free to share it with anyone else you believe it could serve.